Hi Jennifer, lovely to see you. Shall we go for a drive?
Absolutely.
Albert and I, within our company, Wet'alaba Holdings, built quite a number of buildings along this road. The gates, nice addition to Spinnaker. And all these buildings here for various government departments, Department of Transport and Department of Fisheries and the DPI. And the Seafarers building. Actually the sailors can phone home and all sorts of things from here. And I do my embroidery on a Saturday. So it's a service jetty down in there that we built. A really good spot to offload your gear, offload your passengers. We've actually been to a few weddings here. You could have a wedding here, Jennifer.
I could. It's right by the water.
Yeah. And that's the old swimming pool site, saltwater pool. Yeah, it used to be quite dirty too actually. Often be mud coming with it. Oh yes, we built this side here on Cullaroo House. It was a wonderful job to do for the Port Authority. Full of nice red cedar timber. The tide used to come all in across here. They used to just a town dump and build it up, and now we have a nice sporting facility. The old high school that I went to in the 1960s. A lot bigger today. Many more students there now than when I was going, only around 200 back then. A lot more subjects too these days to what when I was at high school. Actually, a couple of years after I finished, the home ec building burnt down. Someone must have left a stove going. Here on the left, the duck ponds. I don't know that it was drinking water. It was always originally the railway dam. The water was pumped to the station for the steam trains. Yeah, the old young Australian still looks the same as when I worked there.
How old were you when you worked there?
16 to 18.
Oh, wow.
I was a waitress and part-time cook. So they're making it into a brewery here now. That was Ward's Cordial Factory. When I was a kid, we used to come here and buy our soft drink.
Yeah.
Yeah, so you can imagine that the tide came in at the back of the school, and that's where they had their swimming. Okay, bye. I wonder what the staff have pulled out of my treasures for me to look at today. With the Martin Hanson thing up, they can't see Mr. Gladstone, can they? We built the extension on the side of the art gallery, and it was a very interesting job to do. I remember walking up these stairs as a little kid, and that room on the right was the health room, and that's where we lined up to get our needles.
Good afternoon, Judy. How are
G'day.
you?
Oh, good, thanks.
Welcome.
Thank you. This is a book of drawings done by my grandfather, Stanley Horn, and I think that he did most of them while he was in hospital in Gladstone. These are dated the 29th of April 1921. He did have typhoid and a few other diseases during the war and often had relapses and spent time in hospital. And he's written here, "As good as you are and as bad as I am, I'm as good as you are, as bad as I am." Well, I did this album for the first 60 years of my life because I had a big party when I was 60 and it was our 40th wedding anniversary. So I started with my birth certificate, photos that my mother and father took. They had a little old box brownie. My mother had a birthday book that every year and I did something, or she wrote something in, but my book was falling to pieces. So I wrote at each photo what she had written. It's usually got my height and my weight and whatever I'd been doing. That's my rocking horse. That was, I don't remember that day, but that was the day the dingoes got me dog. As I was growing up with my brother and different friends, we had, that's in grade 1 at school, South Gladstone School. They always had a fancy dress ball. And there's my marching girls. I joined marching girls when I was about 11. We used to practice 3 times a week. We ended up going to competitions in Rockhampton, Bundaberg, Nambour, and then one year we had them in Gladstone. It was in Rockhampton that the team won the gold medal. We got first. So there was a set program that you did, and then there was a freestyle for a bit of variety. I found it really good exercise, and I don't think there's any in Gladstone anymore. These are some of my badges. So this is my high school badge. One in the middle, I went to the Gladstone State High in the 1960s. And actually I have 3 more at home, because my mother was Gladstone State High in the 1930s, and then my daughter went in the 1980s, and my granddaughter in the early 2000s. And they're all exactly the same. Same size, same shape, same colour, everything. Probably made in the same place. Actually, my granddaughter's is a bit flashier one that she got now because she was a mentor. So it's a bit bigger and a bit brighter. Stand up.